reaching the Arctic in episode 1, we thought the hardest part of this journey was now behind us. But Alaska has other plans. This morning, we woke up at the base of the Brooks Range to a surprise 2 inches of snow and below freezing temps. Cold fingers, stiff gear, frozen everything, and this was supposed to be a time when things are warming up. In this episode, the pace slows down, but the challenges don't. From deep snow and stuck rigs to blocked trails and missed destinations, Alaska keeps testing our patience, our vehicles, and ourselves. But that's the thing about adventures like this. Comfort doesn't make the story. Discomfort does. And that's where resilience begins. Thankfully, we did enjoy a little bit of rest and relaxation away from the snow, and a little friendly competition has begun. This is our Alaska bucket trip, presented by Onyx Off-Road. Well, I've been on the move for 9 days now, all the way up here to Alaska, to the Arctic Circle with my good friend Sean, and this is definitely the coldest it's been this entire trip. It's snowing right now. I think it's like 27 degrees. Yeah, it's chilly. Now, the Dalton Highway, pretty amazing. On the way up and back on this last half, we saw so much wildlife, caribou specifically, and it was pretty incredible. Now, we got to finish making our way off the Dalton. We got to go through the mountains. We got a few hundred miles to go, and then we've got a very special event planned. And then we're gonna head to Denali. And I've got some trails mapped out that I've mapped out on Onyx Off-Road, and we're gonna go get after it and really get deep in the backcountry. And if you wanna follow along on this adventure, we're gonna have the entire route and waypoints available on Onyx Off-Road, and a huge thanks to them for supporting this bucket trip. Link down below, guys. All right, I gotta get warm and just start the Jeep. We gotta get over this mountain. Well, I'm not sure if I'm overdressed or underdressed. Is this a Canadian thing with the robe? What's going on, man?
No, man, this is a comfort thing.
Good morning, dude. How are you?
Good morning. I am excellent.
Yeah.
Woke up to some nice scenery this morning.
Yeah, man. I mean, I feel like we're in the Arctic now, right?
Yeah. It's got to be like still probably -5 Celsius or so,
yeah,
whatever that is in Fahrenheit, American Eagles.
It's cold is what it is. It's really, really cold.
Yeah.
So, yeah. How are you feeling about passing over this big mountain this morning?
Yeah, I wish it was a little less foggy, but it should be cool.
Yeah. Well, we got a lot in store for the next couple of days. I'm excited.
Me too.
It's wild to think that just a week ago, I was back home in shorts and flip-flops. I'm definitely not acclimated to this kind of cold yet, but that's part of the point. Getting outside your comfort zone is where the good stuff happens. If I only camped when the weather was perfect, I'd miss out on so many places like this. Luckily, both Sean and I have four-wheel campers on the back of our trucks, which makes riding out Mother Nature's mood swings a little more manageable. All right, time to get over the Brooks Range and finish off the Dalton Highway. All right, we're making our way up to Adigan Pass, and yesterday when we came through here, it was beautiful, it was clear, you could see for miles. It's complete opposite this morning. It's very foggy, there's a little ice on the ground, there's trucks coming, and it just feels a little more sketchy. But a couple more miles, we should be up and over this, and I don't know, fingers crossed it'll clear up on the other side of the pass. All right, we've cleared the pass and come down in elevation, and it has warmed up to 44 degrees. If you want to call that warm, I will take it. Now, we've got about an hour to get to Coldfoot, where we will fuel up and then make our way to the end of the Dalton Highway towards Fairbanks, where we'll start looking for camp tonight and really looking forward to what we've got in store in the next day. Now, I have a crack that I got in my windshield on the way up to see Sean, and now it is just run right across my windshield, so that's great. With the miles and hours ticking away, it feels like our time on the Dalton Highway flew by. But I know this is one of those memories Sean and I will carry with us for the rest of our lives. It's been an incredible experience. The wildlife, the engineering marvel of the Alaska pipeline, and driving through the stunning Brooks Range. Those are the moments that are going to stick with us. Well, 4 days, 3 nights, 828 miles. Epic scenery. Sean and I have completed the Dalton Highway. Now, the vehicles held up extremely well. Not a single flat tire, but on the way here today, we both took some pretty heavy hits to the windows, and I think we'll both be replacing ours before this is said and done. Now, if all goes well tonight, Sean and I will be camping and relaxing on a river. You down with that?
I'm down with that.
It was a good trip, dude.
Yeah.
Let's go have some more fun.
Sure, you got to get your head in the game, though, if you know what I'm saying.
I need my cowboy hat. After leaving the Dalton, we spent a couple hours on the road, and our trucks were getting a much-needed free Alaskan shower. We had some intel on a campsite that would set us up for the next leg of our journey. This looks like 2-track. A little overgrown. Sorry. You want me to go investigate first?
Let's just do it.
Copy. Oh yeah. This'll do just fine. All right guys, after about 10 hours of driving, we've made it to camp. Now, we had a place marked, it's actually on this river, but when we stopped for fuel, there was actually a nice gentleman who follows the channel. His name's Logan. So Logan, thank you. He said, guys, come here. And he was not wrong. This is a good camp spot. This will work. Yeah, buddy?
Yep, I like it.
And you got dinner tonight.
I do.
Hey. All right, everybody, we got camp all set up, and what a great spot. Now, it's not super level, so I actually had to kind of move a little ways apart just to get vehicles level, but that's all right. That gives us this nice little area to hang out. And I already hooked up Starlink and gave Regina a call because I have not talked to her in a couple days. So it's nice to have Starlink. I was able to call and hear her voice and just say hi. Now, if you notice, it's raining. It started to slow down a little bit, but I don't have an awning and Sean doesn't have an awning. And that would sure be nice to have an awning like today. However, it's also nice to not have an awning because you don't have the weight. Now, as far as this river goes, beautiful, but that river is moving fast, guys. And we were hoping to do maybe a little fishing here, but I don't think we're gonna be able to fish that. That's just too much of a current. The other thing is, this is a nice little wooded area here, and there are a lot of mosquitoes. In fact, for some reason, they seem to like Sean more than me, because if you walk over here, you'll see mosquitoes all over his door. But he's in there nice and safe and sound cooking dinner. My friend.
Yes.
What's the dinner plan?
We've got bacon wrapped steak medallions.
Oh, yeah.
And some pierogies going on after these are done, because I only got one pan.
Excellent, my friend. Thanks for making dinner.
No problem.
Sean, sir.
Yes.
I have not had a pierogi since the last time I was with you.
Well, you've been missing out this whole time.
I know. What is a pierogi?
It's basically just mashed potato in a dumpling. I think mashed potato mixed with cream cheese.
And you cook them in the pan that you cook the
Yes.
steaks in, so now that has steak and bacon flavor.
Yeah, yeah. All the bacon and steak juice was in the pan and soaked up into the pierogies,
Yeah,
so
dude.
they taste great.
This is super gourmet as far as I'm concerned. It's delicious. We're gonna destroy this plate.
This is like gourmet bachelor food is what it is.
Good morning, guys. What a great spot this has been. Yesterday, we did what was called a 0 day. And for us, that means we don't drive, we don't travel, We just find a spot, we relax, we decompress, because after spending 2 weeks on the road, sometimes you just need a break. We took advantage of that, so yesterday I went through the vehicle and kind of inspected things. I just made sure that everything looked good. I took a look at a lot of the bolts that I have that are marked with paint tabs to make sure that everything's in place. Just a good once over. And then, you know, after 2 weeks in here, I just needed to do a little field day, so I pulled some stuff out, kind of reorganized, cleaned up a little bit, and that was nice to do. We spent some time just chilling here by the river, relaxing, which was much needed, and we might have brought out our crossbows and had a little fun as well. So it was a good, much needed 0 day. Today, we're gonna head into Fairbanks. We got a couple supplies we need to get, and then we're going fishing.
That was an excellent campsite, and after a full 24 hours of rest, we're feeling recharged. We made our way into Fairbanks, where the trucks finally got a much-needed bath. There's just something deeply satisfying about pressure washing off a few hundred miles of the Dalton Highway grime.
We've been running around Fairbanks all day long, and got the vehicles washed, got some food, did some chores, got some supplies, and now we're gonna go fishing, my friend.
Yeah, shark fishing.
Shark fishing. Probably not going to catch any shark today, but we're going to try to catch some fish, that's for sure. Right now, the
that
score...
attitude, we're not, Brad.
Sean is up 1-0, so I got to catch up.
We booked this guided raft fishing trip months ago because, let's be honest, you can't come to Alaska and not fish. It's not salmon season, unfortunately, but if all goes well, the river should be full of Arctic grayling. They're smaller than a salmon, but still put up a good fight, and that's all we need to have a great day out on the water.
Well, it's beautiful out here, guys. I mean, if we don't catch any fish, which I know we're going to catch some, it's still worth the trip out here just to see this backcountry on the river. This is gorgeous.
As we floated down the river, from time to time we would stop at a few choice spots. Our guide started sharing some great tips on where to find the fish and even gave us a crash course in fly fishing. I've spent plenty of time with a rod in hand, but I've never cast a fly. Today felt like the perfect time to change that. Now let's just say I'm still a work in progress, but Sean has been fly fishing for a little bit and he's picked it up pretty fast. His casts looked like they were dialed in right away.
All right, we've been fishing this spot for about 5 minutes, and that's what we're going to kind of hop on and offshore along the way. Sean and I haven't caught anything, but the father and daughter that we're here with, the daughter just caught the first grayling, a nice sized one, but we're going to keep working it, and I think we're going to fish a bunch more spots down the river. So this is exactly what I wanted to do while I was here in Alaska, guys. This is so peaceful.
Just as I had finished saying that I hadn't caught anything, it happened. A bite, my first. And not on a fly. Also, not a monster, but it didn't matter. I was grinning like I had just caught a record fish.
This is what it's all about, guys. This is what it's all about. Fishing and catching. Yeah.
We would go on to catch many more grayling, although Sean seemed to be having a little bit better luck than I was. It wasn't about the size of the catch or the technique, as I stuck with the spinning rod because it's what I know and it let me enjoy the moment. But being out here, drifting through silence, catching fish with a good friend, it doesn't get much better than this. This is the kind of day that stays with you.
All right, you won the evening, my friend, but the trip is not over.
That is true. I'm just making up for the last trip to the Arctic where I didn't catch a single fish.
Yeah, well, a huge thanks to our guide because he put us in the right spots.
Yeah.
Now we have about a 20 to 30 minute float down the river and just enjoying every moment of it, guys.
After an incredible evening of catching fish, we began searching for a camp spot nearby. It's almost 10 p.m. and we actually have no idea where we're going to end up tonight.
All right, we've driven probably down 4 or 5 trails now, and we just got some intel from a local. There was one area that was flooded, and so we turned around and the guy said, no, if you keep going, there's actually a really nice spot on the other side and we should make it through the flooded area, no problem. So here goes. Oh yeah, this will do just nicely.
Total banger camp spot.
Total banger. I'm pretty sure we didn't catch his name, but Huge thanks to the local that recommended we continue on through that flooded area to come here. This is a pretty nice spot. And it's almost 10 o'clock at night. You wouldn't even know it. So we didn't give up.
We didn't give up, and it's a good thing we didn't.
It's a good thing we didn't.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and you know what this means? It means I get up way before you, and I'm fishing way before you.
You better take pictures of all those fish to prove
You know I'm going to. It's a good spot, dude.
Yeah, it is.
After a full day on the river, landing here, right on the water, peaceful and completely off the beaten path, was exactly what we needed. Sitting here with a cold drink and a good friend after a day like that, sometimes that's the whole reason you take a trip like this.
Well, I didn't catch any fish this morning, but that's okay. I thoroughly enjoyed just spending time out here and listening to these birds and the moving of the river. And yeah, we're in Alaska. We're packing up this morning, and I feel like this is kind of a shift in the adventure because the terrain's going to change. The type of trails we're going to be on is going to change. I'm really looking forward to this. Yeah.
After one of the best campsites of the trip, we packed up and hit the road again. Our next destination, the Denali Highway. From here, the terrain changes. We're venturing deep off the road and onto a series of trails that will lead us into some remote lakes and long abandoned mines. But Alaska has a way of rewriting your plans.
After a few hours of driving, we've made it to the McLaren River Trailhead, which is an old mining trail. And when I was planning this route through Denali, this was a trail I found on Onyx Off-Road. It's actually a guided route here. And so we're just gonna follow this up as far as we can. And Sean and I are both excited to get on a real trail, a rugged trail, a two-track. The challenge is we can see a lot of snow off into the distance, and we don't know how far we're gonna make it. But we're gonna do our best, and we're gonna have fun and put these rigs in four-wheel drive and just get after it. It's about time to have some four-wheel drive action. So here we go. All right, we're on the trail, and it feels good to be on a little two-track. Now, there's already big patches of snow and some puddles, so we'll be interested to see how things get as we go higher in elevation. Now, this is an old mining trail, and I believe there's an old mining camp or cabin up towards the top. Now, I don't know how high we're gonna be able to get. Our plan is to camp here somewhere tonight, so we'll kind of see how that goes, but the adventure's on. I'm feeling excited for today and tomorrow and the next couple days, because we're gonna do more of this. All right, guys, I'm already struggling. Put it 4 low, lockers are on. I've had to back up and go forward a couple times. Now I'm going up this hill. Okay, it's not so bad. Just keep the momentum going. Oh yeah, let's go, let's go. Come on, Doc. Yeah, you got it, you got it. Nice. Life is all about new experiences, and this is a new experience for me. I've never wheeled in the snow quite like this. This is awesome. Well, that didn't take long. I got a big wall of snow right in front of my Jeep. I backed up, gone forward, backed up, gone forward, lockers are on. I can't get through, so we're gonna throw the kinetic rope on, and Sean will give me a tug, and then I don't know, I guess we'll just try it again, or Sean's gotta do it. I'm having fun though. This isn't something I get to do in California very often.
This is exactly why you travel in pairs and why you carry a kinetic rope when there's snow on the ground. I gave it my best shot, several times, pushing hard into the snow track, trying to break through, but I just didn't have the clearance to get it done.
Hey guys, that's several attempts already, and you can see snow's pretty deep. That's not quite to my knee, but pretty close. Doc just doesn't have the horsepower, doesn't have the clearance. That snow's thick. So one more tug out. I think maybe time for Sean to try.
So Sean took the lead. With his snow wheeling experience, 40-inch tires, and a bit more horsepower, he managed to push out about another mile further. And honestly, it was hard to focus on the trail because the Denali range around us was absolutely breathtaking. But then it happened. Turns out even 40-inch tires and Canadian confidence have their limits. Sean made attempt after attempt, and we had to get out the kinetic rope a couple times just to get him unstuck. And then it happened. He got himself stuck, and I mean really stuck.
We tried the kinetic rope 3 times to get Sean out, and no joy. Concerned a little bit that his tires aren't spinning. What are you thinking, buddy?
I'm thinking, watch this tire. I'm gonna hit some throttle and you tell me if anything's spinning.
Sounds good.
There's nothing spinning.
It's moving, you're just not spinning. There you go. There it is, now you're spinning good. All right, let's try kinetic again. All right, one more good one. Here we go. Ready?
After several failed hard tugs with the kinetic rope, I broke out the winch, but all that did was drag me forward. Sean was buried, snow packed up and over his axles. At this point, there was only one option left: dig. And dig we did. I'm not sure I've ever worked a shovel this hard getting someone unstuck. The snow was wet, heavy, and by the time we were in a few minutes, everything from my knees down was soaked and freezing. But when you're in the middle of nowhere, there's no calling for help. You figure it out, you get to work, and you get your buddy out of the snow.
We have been shoveling snow from underneath his truck for a good 30, 45 minutes. I don't know how long. I'm cold, I'm wet. But we got him unstuck. Now we got to figure out, what do we want to do? Is it really smart to go forward?
There really wasn't any question on what to do next. It's time to find a place to camp, get out of these wet clothes, and eat some dinner.
Well, you know, it's always a good experience when I'm with this guy out here in places like this.
You brought me here.
Yeah, I did. That's true. Look, it took us a good, I don't know, 30, 40, an hour. I don't know.
That was probably an hour.
That was a good stuck in the snow. Even
Yeah.
for you, that was a good stuck.
That was a good stuck.
Yeah, but we dug up underneath the axles. It was packed under there. He aired down, and then we just yanked the heck out of it. And finally, we were able to get moving. So we turned around, came down the trail, maybe about a mile. We had seen this spot before, and it's a good flat area, and we have incredible view. And
Yeah.
I need to change my shoes and my socks and my pants because they're soaked.
Yep.
And this guy said he's gonna make dinner. What's the plan?
Bison tacos.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be good. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna cook the meat and the seasoning, and then I'm gonna melt the cheese on top of it like you did when we did the nachos, and then we can take that and put it in the taco so the cheese is all melted. Put a little, I got some sliced jalapenos and some hot sauce. Put that on there.
Oh, I'm good. That sounds great, dude.
Yeah, let's do it.
We may not have made it to the abandoned mine today, but we definitely earned ourselves a story we'll be telling for years. And honestly, there's nothing to complain about. With these incredible mountain views in the distance and a quiet camp spot like this, it's tough to beat.
I think the temperature says it's 39 outside, but I think my feet are like minus 15. These are snow boots that I brought with me, and they're pretty good, pretty warm, but they're just filled with water from going back and forth and back and forth. My pants are soaking wet, so I just need to try these out. Thankfully I got lots of wool socks, brought plenty. I got another pair of shoes, so life was good. Guys, I'm tired. That was exhausting, but it was also kind of exhilarating. It was kind of fun to go through that challenge of getting him out of there. I mean, it was hard. We were struggling. We were getting tired. But you know, when you take a minute and you figure out, okay, what's the solution? You know, we tried traction boards. We tried the winch. We tried the kinetic rope. And then it was just a matter of just digging and digging and digging and then pulling. And it was fun trying to figure out that puzzle on how to get him undone. And thankfully we did it. Nobody got broke. And now we're at a great campsite. And my toes, they're about to be warm. All right, it's starting to rain pretty good outside, so just hunkering down, taking some shelter in the four-wheel camper. And a lot of my stuff is wet. And something that's actually very useful is you have these little bungees that are used to pull the fabric in when you close the roof. Well, guess what else they're good for? A clothesline. So I've got all my stuff over there drying on the clothesline, and I've got the little buddy heater going. And so hopefully those will dry out just a little bit, but it's nice to have warm pants and warm socks at the moment. Knock, knock. Come on in. I bring salsa and a paper plate.
Perfect.
I hear there's tacos in here.
You heard correct. Come into my taco bar. Don't worry about the floor, it's already dirty.
Oh yeah, look at this. That's a meal after a good day like this.
Yeah. I think that's a good reaction.
It's so good. I'm so hungry.
Completely forgot about getting stuck in the snow.
No, I haven't forgot about that, but I'm going to destroy some tacos. Dude, thanks for making dinner, man.
All right, cool.
Full bellies, warm clothes. That's a good end of the day. You know, we got a good story to tell now. I'm going to hook up Starlink, and I'm going to give Regina a call. And then enjoy this view for a little bit. And I'm going to get a really good night's rest. I'm pretty tired from shoveling snow. Be interesting to see what tomorrow has in store for us. I'll see you guys in the morning. Well, this might not exactly be where we planned to end up yesterday, but it's not a bad spot. It's beautiful here. Little stream running right here from the snowmelt. Gorgeous Alaska Range Mountains off in the distance. Now, the challenge is there's a trail that's about 50 miles down the road and up that way that's at the same elevation that this trail is at. We're still going to give it a go, but maybe we'll give it a little bit less of a go because I don't think either one of us want to shovel quite so much snow today. But one of the things that's pretty consistent with these bucket trips is our plans change, and that's okay. That's part of the adventure. Sometimes you just have to give it your best effort, and if you can't make it and you got to come up with a plan B, well, then you got to do that. And sometimes those end up being the best parts of the adventure. So we'll see where the day takes us. Well, I like seeing the adventure cowboy hat on. I guess I need to get mine on. It's just a little cold still, man.
Yeah, well, the sun's warming up. I figure sun's out, hat's out, something like that.
Yeah. How you feeling about getting to this lake today?
I'm excited about it. I hope we can make it. It should be, you know, a similar elevation to here, but I'm hoping less snow so that we don't have to get stuck anymore because my back hurts.
Yeah, mine's a little sore too. It's all good.
As we leave camp and make our way off the trail, I can't help but wonder, will I ever be back here? Will I get a chance to make it all the way to that abandoned mine? With so many places still on my bucket list, it's a little hard to imagine, but I'd like to think that day will come. Who knows? Maybe 10 years from now, Sean and I will be here together on Bucket Trip 23, finishing what we started. All right, time to make our way to the Denali Highway and see if we can get to the Roosevelt Lake.
Visibility is much better today. We can see for a long ways out, and the Denali Highway is living up to its reputation. It's absolutely gorgeous. Yeah. However, I will mention that the road is full of potholes. It is not a smooth going road, which it's all right. We're just just trying to dodge as many as we can, but it's fun. Now, we've got about, I don't know, 30 or 40 miles to go. See how the next trail is. All right, we just turned off onto our next trail for the adventure, and right before we saw a mama and a baby moose scurry off into the mountains there. Hopefully we'll see some more wildlife as we get going up there. There's no snow on the ground, but there's definitely snow up in the mountains. And where we're gonna go is called Roosevelt Lake, and that is at 3,200 feet. It was also at 3,200 feet yesterday where we got stuck. So let's just hope that this trail is a lot clearer and we make it to the lake. I've seen this lake on many videos and pictures, and I didn't actually know what this lake was until I was doing my research. I found this trail on Onyx Off-Road, and I was like, oh, that's the lake. We got to go there. So that's where we're going, I hope.
This is Roosevelt Lake Trail, a 16-mile route that's rated as moderate. Honestly, though, I'd call it more on the easy side unless there's snow. The question on both our minds today, will we have to turn around again? We hope not, but based on what a few locals have told us and what we experienced yesterday, there's more snow on the trails than usual for this time of year.
We just pulled over for a minute because we saw this really incredible spot. You got this pretty heavy rushing stream coming through, a little waterfall. There's a cabin off in the distance, mountains there, and there's a perfect spot to camp right there. Did you bring your gold pan?
I did bring my gold pan.
What do you think, dude?
I think, you know, if we happen to end up here at a later point, if we can't make it further up the road and we have to end up camping here, it wouldn't be terrible.
Would not be terrible.
And we'd probably end up rich with my gold panning skills. I did find a couple of flakes when we were in Dawson.
That's true.
So
That's true. You're an expert. All right, we've been climbing an elevation, and thankfully, no deep snow on the trail. You can see the lake off in the distance, and it looks pretty frozen. So we're kind of hoping we might do a little fishing, but that's probably not going to happen. But wow, spectacular view out here.
Have you ever been out on the trail and been so captivated by the surrounding scenery that you weren't exactly paying attention to your location? Well, we're currently a little guilty of that. We saw this beautiful camp spot right on this frozen lake in front of this beautiful mountain and thought we had made it to Roosevelt Lake. But after a closer look, nope, it's still several miles down the trail and higher in elevation.
All right, it's been a very interesting last hour. First off, that was not Roosevelt Lake, the frozen lake we were at. It's actually at the end of the trail. Now, as we started going towards the end of the trail, we climbed an elevation. We passed a tractor and a couple trucks that had stopped on the side of the road. We pushed a little further, and no joy. We were not getting through. Sean started getting a little tipsy. So the plan is we're gonna head back off the trail, back on the Denali Highway, and keep going west, and we'll see where it takes us. All right, we've reached the end of the trail, airing up, and then we're gonna finish the Denali Highway, go to the small town of Cantwell, get fuel, and then head south and start making our way towards Anchorage. Now, there's a trail along the way that I have marked on Onyx, and I think there's a river campsite there, and hopefully it's accessible. It looks like the elevation is much lower. But I gotta be honest, I am a little disappointed. I was really looking forward to getting to see Roosevelt Lake, and maybe that'll be just an excuse to come back to Alaska another time. The only place we could find to eat in Cantwell is this little red food barbecue stand. And I would say it's way better than Satisfactory. All right, change of plans again. It is 5:30 in the afternoon, and we haven't made it to the trail that we're going to. We still may go there, but we're like, we probably should just start finding camp now, because that trail we're gonna do is a pretty long trail, and we're not sure that we want to tackle that today. So we're on this small little 2-track, and it's a little overgrown, and yeah, we don't really know where we're going, but that's okay.
I think we better kinetic rope me out of here before I dig myself into a mud hole.
Great. Well, it's 6 o'clock in the afternoon, and after quite a bit of trial and error, we found a pretty good camp spot. Now, we are not hitting the trail we were planning to hit today. We're gonna save that for tomorrow. But this works, man.
Yeah, this is a good spot.
This is actually a pretty good spot.
I was a little concerned as we went through kind of the residential area there. It
Yeah.
looked a little shady, but then we got out here and like away from kind of, the trail goes kind of pretty far out into nowhere.
This trail just kind of crisscrossed this little river, and we're pretty far from any civilization, so we'll take that. That's a win. I am very thankful to be on this river with this campfire next to my friend, eating some veggies, having an adult beverage. Even though we didn't get to where we wanted to go, this all worked out. A little bit of an adventure trying to get here.
It always works out.
It always works out.
It's the journey, not the destination, and sometimes the destination ain't bad either.
That's right. A lot more adventure to come, guys. But tonight, we're just gonna soak this in.
Cheers.
On the next leg of our Alaska bucket trip, we head deep into the mountains and find ourselves on a narrow shelf road, an out and back trail with snow still holding strong. Then we take a quick tour into Alaska's transportation history before making the long push towards the Knik Glacier. But before we get there, we have to cross swollen rivers, navigate flooded trails, and travel countless miles to reach what would become our favorite campsite of the entire trip.